Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the ultimate dossier of nature's most adaptable and stealthy survivor. Honestly, we're unpacking the biology, the behavior, and just the absolute brilliance of a big cat that has somehow managed to conquer almost every single corner of the globe.
So what actually connects a ghost in the Himalayas, a shadow in Mumbai, and a fierce apex predator in the ocean? Well, let's dive right into this, because the answer reveals a creature with unparalleled ecological flexibility. From literally freezing mountain peaks to sweltering urban jungles, and even inspiring the names of marine terrors, the leopard is an absolute masterclass in evolutionary design. Let's see exactly how this animal operates.
Part 1. Anatomy of an apex predator. We're going to kick things off by breaking down the raw physical specs that make this cat a true evolutionary marvel. I mean, it's one thing to just call an animal an apex predator, right? It's another thing entirely to look at the hard data behind what makes them so incredibly lethal. Imagine driving down your local road. This cat can actually keep pace with your car. They hit these intense, rapid-fire burst speeds of up to 58 kilometers per hour, which is about 36 miles per hour. Now, they aren't marathon runners, not at all. They're built for explosive, short-distance sprints just to close the gap on their prey before the target even realizes what's happening. And if that wasn't enough, from a dead standstill, their muscular build acts like a tightly coiled spring. They can launch themselves an astonishing 6 meters horizontally. To put that into perspective, that is roughly the length of a large pickup truck, completely cleared in a single devastating leap. And for the final, jaw-dropping stat in the sequence, they can explode upward, jumping a staggering 3 meters vertically straight into the air. That means a leopard could effortlessly leap from the ground right up onto the roof of a single-story house. No running start needed. These physical gifts translate directly into real-world agility. This is a creature built from the ground up for short, devastating bursts of power rather than long-distance endurance. Unlike the cheetah, which relies on prolonged, high-speed chases out on the open savanna, the leopard uses these physical gifts to be the ultimate ambush predator, hiding in dense cover. Now think about the sheer disparity between their senses and ours. Their night vision is estimated to be 6 to 7 times better than yours. This is thanks to a high concentration of rod cells and a reflective layer behind the retina called the tapetum lucideum. It basically maximizes every single ounce of available light. Add to that a sense of hearing that's 5 times sharper than a human's. They can pinpoint the exact location of a rustling leaf or hidden prey in pitch-black darkness. It's almost unfair. Part 2. Stealth and Survival Tactics. Having established their physical superpowers, let's transition into how they actually deploy these tools in the wild to outsmart both prey and competitors. Because, let's be real, raw power means absolutely nothing if you don't have the strategy to back it up. You might expect a majestic, lion-like roar from a cat this formidable, but instead, they communicate through a terrifyingly unique, repetitive, cough-like sound known as sawing. It literally sounds like someone dragging a coarse saw through a thick piece of rough wood. It's this spine-chilling audio cue they use to announce their presence in the dark without drawing unwanted attention from larger threats. But hey, catching prey is only half the battle. Keeping it is the real challenge. Using massive neck and forelimb strength, leopards will hoist carcasses heavier than themselves vertically up tree trunks. Just imagine dragging an animal that weighs more than you straight up a smooth wooden pole using literally nothing but your teeth and claws. It is a monumental display of strength. This incredible behavior is purely tactical. It keeps their hard-earned meals safe from dominant ground-dwelling competitors like lions and those highly aggressive hyena packs. The lion is arguably the leopard's biggest enemy, and a fight to the death is guaranteed if they clash. So, by taking to the branches, the leopard completely removes itself from that high-risk confrontation. Brilliant, right? Part 3. Spotting the subspecies. Let's move outward from the savanna and look at how this foundational blueprint has adapted across the entire globe. The leopard has arguably the most extensive historical range of any wildcat, and that wide distribution has led to some truly remarkable evolutionary branching. Scientists actually currently recognize 9 distinct subspecies of leopard. These are divided across Africa and Asia based on specific genetic and morphological differences. So that breaks down to 8 subspecies natively roaming the African continent, and 1 incredibly diverse subspecies lineage spread all across Asia. A totally fascinating illusion to highlight here is that the famous black panther isn't actually a separate species at all. Nope. It's just a leopard with a recessive melanistic gene. This condition results in dark, densely packed pigment. But get this, if the light hits them just right, you can still perfectly see their trademark circular rosettes hidden right beneath that dark coat. This variation pops up with high frequency in dense, moist forests, providing the absolute ultimate shadowy camouflage. Part 4. Ghosts of the Mountains. While some of these cats lurk in dense tropical forests, others have conquered the absolute most unforgiving, freezing landscapes on Earth. Let's look at how the leopard blueprint handles the extreme cold. Look at these extreme survival tools. To survive brutal Russian winters, the critically endangered Amur leopard, with an alarming, and I mean really alarming count, of only around 130 left in the wild, grows thick, long fur and can run up to 37 miles per hour in the bitter cold. Meanwhile, their distant cold-weather counterpart, the snow leopard, uses its uniquely thick, long tail as a literal thermal blanket, wrapping it right around its face when resting in the snow. Nature is just wild. Part 5. Urban Phantoms of India. From pristine freezing peaks, we descend right into the absolute chaos of human civilization, where the Indian leopard pulls off an entirely different survival magic trick. This is exactly where adaptability meets modern human expansion. These Indian cats are strictly solitary phantoms. They manage massive territories ranging anywhere from 15 to 50 square kilometers, and they fiercely mark these invisible borders with urine and deep claw scratches on trees just to warn off rivals. They only tolerate another leopard's presence during brief mating windows. Otherwise, they are the lone, undisputed masters of their domain. This absolute genius for hiding allows them to thrive right on the fringes of massive urban centers like Mumbai. They seamlessly substitute wild prey for opportunistic domestic catches. But as you can imagine, this extreme proximity sadly often leads to highly dangerous human-wildlife conflict. In fact, Indian leopards are considered the most dangerous to humans historically. We're talking devastating historical records here, like the leopard of Panthera, which claimed over 400 lives, and the leopard of Rudraprayag, accounting for over 125 deaths. It really highlights the severe life-or-death tension of sharing space with an apex predator. Part 6. The Marine Namesake. To wrap up our ultimate profile, we really need to address a completely different animal that borrows this big cat's fearsome reputation. Because sometimes, a name is earned purely through shared ecological dominance. While our terrestrial cat rules the land and the trees, the completely unrelated leopard seal is a fiercely dangerous marine predator that totally dominates the icy oceans. Actually, scratch that, it doesn't just dominate. If you pit a polar bear against a leopard seal in the water, the leopard seal gets a solid win. Being in the water significantly decreases the effectiveness of the bear's claws, which allows the marine namesake to reign completely supreme in its own fluid domain. No contest. So I want to leave you with this thought to ponder long after this explainer ends. As humanity's footprint expands, will their incredible adaptability be enough to save them from an increasingly human-dominated planet? We've seen their sheer physical power, their sensory mastery, and their unmatched ability to live everywhere from snowy peaks to the edges of sprawling cities. But with populations like the Amur leopard literally hanging by a thread, the real test of this ultimate predator's survival is happening right now. Thank you so much for joining me to unpack the fascinating world of the leopard. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and I'll see you in the next explainer.